Oh, well, first we got to get the supervisors up here, huh? Okay. Gentlemen, please join us. Thank you. All right, welcome everybody to the Sutter County Board of Supervisors meeting for December 16th. Happy to have all of you here. I want to start by, before we call everything to order, I want to advise you that we're pulling 2 items from the agenda today, and that is items number, you're going to have to, what was it, 11 and 12. So if you're here for either of those items today, they're going to be the next meeting, okay? So just 11 and 12. And with that, I'm going to ask the clerk to do the roll call, please.
Supervisor Boone?
Present.
Supervisor Flores?
Present.
Supervisor Ziegemeier? Here. Supervisor Baines?
Present.
Supervisor Stevens?
Here.
Okay, well, everyone please rise and join us in an invocation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. If I could have Reverend Tiffany Nicely Hullock with St. Andrew Presbyterian Church lead us in the invocation, please.
Thank you for the invitation today. We are quickly approaching December 21st, which is the longest night of the year, and many faith traditions are looking for the light. From the prophet Isaiah, the words, "Arise, shine, your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has shone upon you." Let's pray. Gracious and almighty God, we give you thanks this day for the work of this community and these people and what is happening here in this space. May they indeed be bearers of your light, of good news and hope and health and wholeness for each individual and this whole community. We ask your blessing upon the work here this day in your most holy name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. And if I could ask Supervisor Ziegemeier to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to its republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, if you could remain standing, please, for about, we'd like to do about a 30-second moment of silence for all that happened this weekend, which, you know, I don't need to describe all the events, and we kind of know. Let's just think for 30 seconds, if we could. Moment of silence. Okay, thank you. You may be seated. Except for the supervisors, we're going up front.
Will Joy Dillon please join the board up front for a presentation of a service award in honor of 25 years of service to Sutter County?
Right here, right here.
I don't know where to stand.
Right there, right in the middle. You're the star.
Stand wherever you want to stand.
Yes.
Okay.
And you're ready to talk, right?
Yes, I have.
Great.
David actually
David.
told me about that. Nobody else told me.
They didn't?
So
Okay.
I was like, I would have been standing.
Well, we're looking forward to hearing your words of wisdom. So, all right, well, we are here to celebrate you today, though, because on behalf of the Board of Supervisors, we want to thank you for 25 years of dedicated service to the citizens and the government of Sutter County. So, congratulations. Let's give her a huge round of applause. Thank you for Joy. And then now we get to hear your special words.
Oh, okay.
Here you go.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm incredibly honored to stand here today to mark my 25th work anniversary with Sutter County Health and Human Services. A quarter of a century is a significant milestone, and I can hardly believe how fast the time has flown by. My journey has been an incredible learning experience, and I am grateful for the opportunities for growth and development I've been given. I am extremely proud of my accomplishments and dedication over the years, but more than the growth, the real highlight has been the people. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to my amazing colleagues and friends. Your support, guidance, and friendships have made every day enjoyable and rewarding. Sutter County is like a second family, and I wouldn't have reached this milestone without all of you. Thank you to all of my coworkers for your unwavering support and camaraderie. A special shout out to Manny Bahala, my supervisor, for always bringing a positive attitude and for his invaluable mentorship. I look forward to contributing to our shared success for many more years to come. Cheers to the past 25 years, and here's to a bright future.
Congratulations. You want to say a few words? David?
Thank you, Joy, for your 25 years of service in all of the public assistance programs here in Sutter County, and more recently, your work in covered California, essentially providing healthcare access to many of our Sutter County residents. So we have about 45,000 residents here in Sutter County that receive Medi-Cal benefits, and Joy is a part of making that happen, essentially. She's also more recently working in our regional call center within the customer service center, which is essentially designed to take warm handoff calls from the state's covered California system. So thank you, Joy, for all of your work in providing much needed healthcare access to the Sutter County community.
Would the family like to join us up for photos? We'd love to have you up here. Oh, that would be great.
So Joy, like her name, is a bright light in our organization. And so we welcome everybody up to take a picture with her and really thank her for, again, all of her service. I love the littles are up here. Beautiful balloons. Everybody's coming. Come on down, y'all. For your Joy's colleague, please join us in the front.
All right, love the balloons too. Congratulations. So can you go ahead and get a picture of just the family? Do you mind? Can we, Joy, can we have just your family? It'd be nice to get a picture of you with just your family. Okay. And yeah, just come up here real quick. No, we won't be apart. We'll just. Go stand? Okay. We'll just stand behind you. Over your wall wallpaper.
Elevated level.
All right, thank you. Congratulations again, Joy. Good job. Okay, we move on now to public comment, where this is where members of the public will be allowed to address the board on items of interest to the public that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Board of Supervisors. State law provides that no discussion or action may be taken on any item not appearing on the posted agenda. So, public comment, Madam Clerk?
We do. We have one public comment, and then we also have a public comment that was emailed.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and read the emailed one, and then we'll have the person who's present come up.
Good morning, afternoon, supervisors. My name is Nicole, and today I'm here asking for just one thing. Please take the time to review the attachments that I've submitted, because they contain fully researched, practical, and prevention-focused solutions to homelessness. Solutions that start by addressing the real root cause, abuse, bullying, and low self-esteem, including forms that often go unnoticed. I spent a significant amount of time researching this because homelessness does not start with losing a home. It starts years earlier with emotional harm, damaged confidence, and environments where people are not protected or supported. To show this clearly, I included attachments A, B, and C, which outline the chain of events, how abuse turns into instability and instability affects school performance, and how it eventually leads to homelessness in adulthood if nothing intervenes. I also summarized findings from a professional in-depth study that's in attachments D and E, and every source used has been checked for accuracy and reliability. I wanted to make sure that what I present to you is credible and useful. In attachments I and J, I've outlined specific laws that need reform in the areas of family law, child protection, domestic violence, and education. These are areas where small changes could make major impact on long-term outcomes for children and families in Sutter County. I also added attachment H, which focuses on what local leaders, including this board, can do to promote community well-being simply through the influence of your positions. These actions don't require major funding. They're simple, practical, and proven to strengthen community trust, safety, and self-esteem. And finally, I included attachment K, showing that every resource I used has been verified and comes from reliable professional sources. I'm asking you today to please read the full packet. I know you have limited time and many responsibilities, but I truly believe that the solutions in these attachments can help Sutter County address homelessness at the root, not after it has already become a crisis. By understanding where the problem really begins, you have the power to prevent it for future generations. Thank you for your time, your service, and your willingness to consider this information. Respectfully, Nicole H.
Okay, thank you.
Our first public comment is Tony Farley.
Tony Farley, Northview City, 28 Willow Creek Drive. Merry Christmas, Eva Sutter. Merry Christmas to Sacramento Valley. Thank you, Mike Ziegemeyer, for his service. Husky versus the Honker Cheerleaders. I want to see that someday. Jeff Stevens, the Say Love, and also the Jeff Stevens Farmhouse. Love this pumpkin pie. I hope so. And Dan Flores, Dan Flores, Darth Vader versus Wonder Woman. I want to see that. Carm Baines. The Carm Baines is the first diverse supervisor ever. I like him. Support him 100%. Carm Baines. And Jeff Boone. Good job, Jeff Boone. Professor Steve Smith. A public administration. And Bill William, president lawyer over there. And Colonel Scott Hansen, 29 Ponds commander. And the baddest, funny sheriff, cowboy sheriff ever, Baron Barnes. And under sheriff also has dispatcher wife, was retired on Facebook. I saw her on Facebook, her dress blues. And the youngest deputy ever, thank you for his service, Zachary Hamble from FEMA, thank you for his service, FEMA in Sacramento. Thank you, Veronica from HR. You can't spell hero about HR. Thank you, Neil from Caltrans. Thank you, the librarian lady over here. Thank you, also thank you, Ad Commissioner. Thank you, Tina Hesson. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Sacramento B. Don't forget the Sacramento B. The Sacramento B's over there, Sacramento B. And thank you, Sarah Evarios. Thank you, Sarah Evarios. Thank you, the handsome guy over there behind Sarah. Thank you, Laura, and thank you, Jamie. And thank you, DA, the DA's office. Don't forget, Jim from DA's office. Best DA ever. The bestest DA ever. And thank you, Leanne Link, the retired lieutenant. Thank you for her service. And thank you to PIO for his service, too. Thank you, Stephanie Gina. Thank you for your service.
All right, thank you very much. And any further public comment? No, none? Okay, we'll move to the consent calendar. The consent calendar groups together those items which are considered non-controversial or for which prior policy direction has been given to staff that require only routine action by the board. The chair will advise the audience that matters may be adopted in total or by one motion. However, the board may, at its option or upon request of a member of the public, consider any matter separately. Before I call for a motion, we're going to pull item number 3 for discussion, and now I call for a motion for items 1 through 8, pulling number 3.
Through the chair.
Yes.
Move to approve the consent items 1 through 8, moving item 3.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion by Supervisor Baines, a second by Supervisor Ziegemeyer. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? There being none, ayes have it. Consent calendar carries. We'll move to the discussion about item 3. The discussion here centers around just a date change. So the date, its proposal is to change from the 16th to the 13th. And I'd entertain a motion for that change unless there's further discussion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, first by Supervisor Bain, second by Supervisor Ziegemeier. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that motion carries. We'll move on to the next item on the agenda. Again, for the audience, skipping item number 11 and 12, postponing till the future meeting. And now on to item 13.
Excuse me, Chairman, we have a public hearing items 9 and 10.
Oh, did I miss that? Oh my gosh, sorry guys, back it up. Item number 9, public hearing. Sorry about that.
Public hearing to consider authorizing reduced Williamson Act contract terms of 9 years, including a related reduction of property tax benefits to be effective calendar year 2026, and adoption of a resolution approving the implementation of Government Code Section 51244.
Good afternoon, Chair and Board of Supervisors. So this is an annual item that we bring before your board. If you're familiar with the Williamson Act, it provides for reduced property tax assessments to agricultural properties that have been included in the Williamson Act program. There's about 145 parcels that are included in the program, and the county joined the program in fiscal year 2010-2011, with the plan being that the county provides reduce property taxes assessments to the property owners, and then the state reimburses the county for those reduced revenues. Unfortunately, the state has not provided any compensation to the county since doing that. And so the county has lost about $2.4 million in revenue. So, but one of the actions that is available to the county is to reduce the contract term of the Williamson Act from 10 years to 9 years. That's the action that's before you. We're not looking to take anyone out of the Williamson Act program. This only reduces, like I say, the term to 9 years. Our department checks with the assessor's office, treasurer, tax collector every year. By doing the action before you this afternoon, it would at least provide the county with about $77,000 in additional revenue for the year. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay. First of all, we'll open up the public hearing. Any members of the public have any comments? None? Okay. We'll bring it back to the board for discussion.
Through the chair.
Yes, sir.
This Williamson Act, this is something that's voted upon here. We're not getting rid of the Williamson Act. We always get a lot of farmers that always call us up. We are an ag-based community. We realize that for almost 70% of Sutter County is always going to be in a is in a FEMA flood zone. It's going to be like that because I don't see our levies levies that actually pertain to agriculture mainly are going to be built up anytime soon. With that being said, we're not getting rid of the Williamson Act. We're one of very few counties that still support the Williamson Act. So,
Okay. Thank you for your comments. Any further discussion? Okay.
make a motion to approve.
Okay. We have a first by Supervisor Ziegemeier, a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Supervisor Baines. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposition? Okay. There being none, the motion carries. And now we will move on to item number 10.
Public hearing to consider Project U25-0028, Sutter County, an ordinance to amend Chapter 412 of the County Ordinance Code, Industrial Hemp Cultivation and Processing, in order to prohibit the cultivation of industrial hemp in the unincorporated areas of Sutter County and countywide.
Good afternoon, Neil Hay from Development Services once again for this item. So I wanted to give you, the staff report includes somewhat of the chronology of the various ordinances and even the history of industrial hemp in California that I thought I'd relay for your board. So it was first passed by the California Industrial Hemp Farming Act, January 2019. It became effective. The Board of Supervisors in April 13 of 21 adopted an ordinance 1682 that authorized the limited cultivation and processing of industrial hemp within the county pursuant to state code sections. Since that time, There have been about 200 service calls documented by the Sheriff's Office, and then there's the Agricultural Commissioner's Office has documented about 500 acres and 30 greenhouses of the cultivated crop. Your board, through various actions in December of '24, initiated an interim urgency ordinance that amended the county's ordinance code and appealed and imposed a temporary moratorium on the cultivation of hemp. And then in January of '25 and subsequently in April of '25 this year, your board passed ordinance that updated the interim urgency ordinance that would place a temporary moratorium on cultivation and processing. So I'm here before you on behalf of our department and the other associated departments of the county to recommend the adoption of an ordinance that would eliminate the cultivation or processing of hemp within Sutter County. There are aspects within the staff report that include the analysis in terms of CEQA, and one of the recommended actions that your board would find that this action is exempt from CEQA, so it doesn't require that. Some of the particulars of the ordinance are that it would go into effect 30 days after the So we publish the text 15 days after adoption, if your board so chooses, and then the ordinance would take effect 30 days after that, which would be approximately January 15th of '26. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that your board would have.
Okay, I'm going to open up the public hearing first. Do we have any members of the public who want to make comments?
Yes, we have two public comments. The first public comment is from Barbara LeVake.
Oh, there's fine. Good to see you again, Supervisor LeVake.
The mic.
Sorry, well, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to address you on this issue. First, let me just say that I just received a text from the Mattiolis. They had planned to be here. They are one of the growers that I think farmed the 500 acres successfully. But on behalf of them and myself, I'd like to express gratitude to this board for approving the ordinance previously. I think I spoke to many of you, as others did in the community, and you did approve that ordinance at that time. I'd also like to thank the county administrator, county council, and Lisa, the Ag Commissioner, because you all worked very hard on the previous ordinance, and we truly appreciate all that you did, and the sheriff as well. So we totally understand that there were certain circumstances unrelated to actually the successful harvest of those 500 acres, and the reason why this ordinance is coming for you today. But I just wanted to thank you for the consideration and all that you did in support of the ordinance previously. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Appreciate your comments. Any questions for Supervisor LeVake? Okay. Any further comments? Public comment?
Our next public speaker is Tony Farley.
Tony Farley again. Yeah, I'm against that marijuana stuff. The hemp is not good. It caused, for example, hemp. The hemp farm, the Rossian River Church in Louis County caused him to hurt two deputies, UConn deputies over there. Now UConn deputies were in Roseville Hospital with the Steve Durfer. Yeah, I'm against hemp. Hemp caused officers getting hurt, caused fresh farmers getting hurt. Hemp is a drug. It is prohibited under federal law. DEA Act of 1970 prohibited marijuana. It's a class Schedule I drug. So federally is illegal under federal law. You don't want DEA from Sacramento knocking on your door. It probably will, because it caused two deputies getting hurt in Newry County back in 2017. And I saw you see MRAD vehicle helping the deputies rescuing. So I'm against marijuana. I'm against that marijuana hemp. It's bad for the county, it's bad for the community, and it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It hurts deputies. It might hurt me. Drugs are not good. Marijuana's not good. Fentanyl's not good. So I'm against marijuana.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Any further public comment? There being no other public comment, we'll close the public hearing and we'll bring it back to board for further discussion. Any further discussion from board members? Supervisor Boone? did you
I
have a
make a move to,
Motion, okay.
make the motion, please. Move forward.
Second.
We have a first by Supervisor Boone, second by Supervisor Ziegemeier. I'll call for a roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Boone?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegemeier?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens?
Okay, the ayes have it and the motion carries. Thank you for your work on that. We'll move on now to item number 13, correct?
Adoption of plans and specifications and authorization for the solicitation of bids for the fiscal year 2025-26 road overlay project.
I'll just continue this afternoon with a number of items. This matter is essentially the action item from the previous road plan that was adopted by your board. We're looking to put out a paving contract for about 7.6 miles that lists a number of segments within multiple districts. They're included within your staff report. We could kind of review them, but I think they're all the road segments that were listed and identified in the road plan. So we're looking to put them out to bid. We would bid them for 30 days. We provide an advertisement in the Appeal Democrat. We place the bid documents in 5 area plan rooms that are circulated, and then we'd return before your board, it should be about February, seeking to award a construction contract, and we would move forward from there with the lowest and responsive bidder. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Okay, we'll bring it back to the board for questions. Supervisor Ziegemeier?
Through the chair. So like I said, in my district, I like those streets, Locust Street and Mulberry Street. Those are 2 roads that desperately need it. I mean, notice that Sutter Avenue is not on there. I mean, is that something we're going to look towards? Maybe it's still not in bad shape. Like I said, Locust and Mulberry Street are pretty tough roads there.
So my staff and my department actually are working on the 26-27 road plan that we're looking to bring before your board in February, and we intend to put out the proposed roads in each district to each of you as supervisors, and we could, have consultation and discussions. But yeah, we are preparing that for your review, and we're looking to get it earlier to you in the year. And then, like I say, we're looking just to take action on this one, and kind of by putting it out to bid at this time of year, normally we feel we get very good pricing, and then it's one of the first contracts that would get initiated once the rain stops. So probably maybe April. And then that way the work would get done this fiscal year.
Perfect. And last thing, like I said, I plan on having a town hall in Meridian to address, so we could see what we could fit in. But other than that, I'm good with my.
I'd like to make a motion.
Okay. You'd like to make a motion from Supervisor, first, any other comments from board members? Okay, then we have a motion to approve from Supervisor Boone, second by Supervisor Stevens. Let's have a roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Boone?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegemeier? Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens?
Okay, the ayes have it and the motion carries. We'll move on to the next item.
Approval to award a construction contract for the 463 Second Street interior demolition and hazardous material removal and remediation project in the amount of $196,600 to Professional Asbestos Removal Corporation, DBA Park Environmental, authorization for the Director of Development Services to execute the contract and to execute change orders in an amount not to exceed $19,600 as specified in the Public Contract Code Section 20142.
So Neil Hay, Development Services again. So this is a project where you adopted the plans and specs in July of this year. We put it out to bid and we're bringing it back to award the contract. So this is a project to demo all of the hazardous materials and really all of the partition walls that are on the second floor of the existing old courthouse on the east side of 2nd Street, 463 2nd Street. We're essentially making room for the Health and Human Services, CWS division, to go into this space. So this is the first step to remove everything on that floor. You can see that we opened the bids. We had some very good pricing. The project, contract amount would be at just below $200,000, and then we include what's allowed is a 10% for construction change orders that are under my authority. Anything more than that would come back before your board for consideration and approval. And I'm happy to answer any questions you have. This is a project that, should you get it awarded, it can start, it's all interior work, so it can be done even with inclement weather.
Great. We'll bring that back to the board for discussion. How many square feet is that on the second floor? I do have that question for you.
I believe it's 7,200 square feet.
Okay. That seems like a pretty reasonable amount of money for that size of project, so.
Yes, and we, had a hazardous materials environmental consultant do the assessment, and they identified all the areas that had to be removed. So there's some flooring, there's some ceiling tiles, and then there's even some parts of the partition walls that have to be, extra precautions have to be taken care of to demolish them. But once they're done, everything on the second floor will be essentially gutted. It'll be down to the concrete substructure.
Okay, great. Any other questions? Yes, Supervisor Stevens?
Just curious, Neil, how long is this project do you foresee taking?
I
overall?
believe we provide them with 90 working days, so that's 4 months.
But, okay, the overall project, when do you, any idea on completion dates or?
I would say that I'd like to try to be done with it by June of 27.
Okay, thank you.
Comment?
The chair?
Yes, sir.
It's of 27, so we're talking it's going to take a little over a year.
Right, so after we get it all demolished, then so while it's being demolished, we're gonna draw up the plans to have all of the partition walls, the electrical, the HVAC, the plumbing all done. That'll be coming before your before your board this fiscal year to put out to bid, and then that work would begin to take place. I'm trying to be a little bit overly conservative because, my department's been challenged with getting this project delivered for our friends at HHS, but we are trying to work very expeditiously at this point.
So we're working on engineering and design at this point.
Yes, so we already have an architectural schematic of the layout of the building that we've worked with HHS to, and now we just need to put it into construction documents and put it out to bid.
Perfect, thank you.
Sounds like you're under-promising, you're going to over-deliver, right? All right, sounds good. All right, we'll bring it back to the board.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Boone?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegemeier? Supervisor Baines? Supervisor Stevens?
Okay, ayes have it, motion carries. Let's move to the next item, please.
Waive the requirement for a request for proposals for consultant selection under the provision of Sutter County Ordinance Code Section 16-050, approval of an independent contractor agreement with Kitchell for the Sutter County Main Jail Dorm Housing Air Handling Units HVAC Upgrade Project in an amount of $96,710 for the period of December 15th, 2025 through October 31st, 2026, approval of an independent contractor agreement with Kitchell for the Sutter County Medium Jail Air Handling Units HVAC Upgrade Project in the amount of $141,945 for the period of December 15th, 2025 through October 31st, 2026, authorization for the Director of Development Services or their designee to execute and administer the agreement.
So Neil Hay from Development Services. Previously, your board in March of 24 awarded a contract competitively to a firm Kitchell to do a facilities assessment of the sheriff's facilities, the main jail and the medium jail. The outcome of that was they came with an assessment with about $13 million of improvements of the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems. The existing jail was constructed in 1975, and a lot of the existing equipment is original. Subsequent to that, the assessment was done. The Sheriff's Office has secured a large percentage of the funding to move ahead with the projects that are before you. These are to award design construction contracts to the firm Kitchell. They would put together all the construction documents that then would come before your board and put out to bid. There are two separate contracts, one for the medium jail, so that is going to have new HVAC systems installed, to address the heat and humidity within that facility. And then there's another contract for the medium jail to redo a portion of just what is the men's dorm, which is very critical to the operations of the sheriff's facility. When it was built in 1975, it actually was the outdoor exercise yard, and then in 1985, it was enclosed. And it just has been somewhat underserved by both heating and cooling systems since that time. And with the elevated temperatures and some of the special needs of some of the inmates, the sheriff's office identified a strong desire to have the HVAC systems upgraded. So these are the contracts that would have the consultant put those construction documents together, and then we'd bring them back before your board. The consultant gave and provided the assessment with costs for both the design and the construction of all of these projects. And so these proposed contracts are within the budgeted amounts for each of the work areas. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, bring back to the board for questions.
Through the chair.
Yes, Supervisor Ziegelmeyer.
For those of you watching at home, you could see how expensive jails are. The city doesn't have a jail, the county has a jail. All the health portions of it, the wellness, the AC, from the bedding to the showers, they're very costly. A lot of money goes into these jails every year. Thank you to the sheriff and your department for finding these grants that help out and contribute to these. But it's the qualification, I'm sorry, I should say all the specs that you have to have having a jail.
Okay, thank you, Supervisor Ziegelmeyer. Any further comments from the board? I'd entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve from Supervisor Ziegelmeyer. Do I have a second? Second from Supervisor Stevens, and we'll call for a roll call vote on this one as well, please.
Supervisor Boone?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegelmeyer?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens?
Great, ayes have it, motion carries. And now the next step is Neil Hay. Wow, you're a popular guy today, Neil.
Authorization of Amendment Number 2 to the existing independent contractor agreement with SPED Consulting LLC to extend the performance period through April 30th, 2027, and increase the compensation by $128,000 from $72,000 to a total compensation of $200,000 to provide general support and recommendations associated with the county's efforts to process the documents to implement the Lakeside at Sutter Point Development Project, and authorization for the Director of Development Services or their designee to execute the amendment.
So, through your chair and the board, this is a contract, as the title mentioned, in regards to the Lakeside at Sutter Point project. So first and foremost, this contract amount is fully reimbursable by the developers. This is a consultant working for the county, actually in very close coordination with my department. The staff from the firm have about 30 years of experience working in development at Placer County, Sacramento County, and El Dorado County. Previously, we gave them a lower dollar contract of about $72,000 to bring them on board, kind of in a sense of urgency due to the timing of the Lakeside project. They have proven to be invaluable and have offered a lot of key advice and guidance and perspective on the project. And now, there's a renewed interest with the project, and they kind of have developed an expedited timeline. So we're trying to set up a term and a contract amount that we think should get us through, we'll say, the key aspects of phase one, which is the first 1,100 homes. And so with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have about this recommended action.
Okay, thank you, Neil. Bring it back to the board for questions or discussion.
Move to approve.
Okay, we have
Second.
a motion by Supervisor Baines, second by Supervisor Stevens, and I'll call for a roll call vote on that one as well.
Supervisor Boone?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegelmeyer?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens?
Excellent. Ayes have it. Move on to the next item.
Approval of Amendment Number 12 to the existing professional services agreement with T.Y. Lin International, extending the performance period by 12 months to December 31st, 2026, and increasing the total compensation by $21,000 to a not-to-exceed amount of $2,061,823 for the Housley Road Bridge Replacement Project, and authorization for the Director of Development Services or their designee to execute the amendment.
I believe this is my final item for the afternoon and for the year, so you won't see more of me this year, right?
Good job.
So as the title mentioned, so this is the design contract with the firm that we've actually had since 2017, competitively selected. This project has had a series of number of delays, both environmentally for a variety of reasons, coordination with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for their levee work along the west bank of the Pleasant Grove Canal, which is Natomas Road. And then finally with COVID, the project has not received some of the design funding that we needed in order to keep the momentum going. So we are currently at the 95% phase of drawings that the consultant has put together. And this is to address some of the part of the environmental approvals previously that were authorized are expiring because it's taken, so long for the state and federal agencies to process the project. So this is to allow us to finish the work and complete it, the design and everything this calendar year, and then we would be seeking construction funding through the Caltrans and the federal government. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Okay, bring it back to the board for questions or discussion. No questions, no discussion, then I would entertain.
I get a question
Okay,
through the chair. So the 21,000, that's more or less towards the extending.
Right, so it's for the work of two sub-consultants. One is the environmental sub-consultant and one is the hydraulic consultant that are having to address comments from Caltrans and from the environmental agencies. And it's just that the agencies keep asking questions that have already been answered, but unfortunately there's been staff turnover. And so new staff come in and they ask new questions. And so in order to keep the project moving forward, we have to put together the documents to respond to those questions, or they don't allow us to complete the design.
You're the chair. Okay, Supervisor Stevens?
If I'm hearing you right, Neil, we really don't have any idea, though, when the construction funding is coming. We'll be submitting for grants and stuff to receive that funding, but no guarantees at this point.
So the Highway Bridge Program is federally funded. The federal government provides about 88.53% of the funding through Caltrans. One of the aspects and one of the challenges will be is that for off-system bridges, which are all the roads that are off state highways, there's about $75 million a year in the state. The estimated cost of construction for this bridge will be at $25 million. So it's going to take quite some time for Caltrans, and we, on an annual basis, provide funding estimates to Caltrans as to of all of our federal aid bridges. We have 5 federal aid bridges that we're currently processing, and so they put out an annual survey, and every agency in the state provides that information to Caltrans so they can program the funds. But when it comes time to do the construction, yes, it's going to be it's a very costly bridge. It's about 300 feet long. It's going to be widened. The new bridge, if you're familiar with Housley Road as it crosses this canal, the new bridge has to be built on an offset alignment. So there are going to be S-curves, and the new bridge will be built south of the existing bridge.
Okay, is there anything that as a board of supervisors we can do to help you in securing any funds?
I think once we get to we complete the design phase and have all the environmental permits and are ready to seek the construction funding, yes, there probably will be. Our department in association with the county administrator's office has an annual meeting with Caltrans District 3, and we discuss all the projects and our priorities. And at some point, this is going to be, I think, a priority for the county and the project. It serves as as one of the main access roads to Highway 99, and then it serves eastbound traffic, even going into Placer County.
Thank you.
To the chair. I'm a little lost here. Whereabouts is Housley Road located? In which part of the county?
It's in District 5 in the south part of the county. It is just below the 99-70 split. So it's the first road actually when you get in the Natomas Basin.
Got it. Thank you.
Any further comments, questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, There being none, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Neil, we're going to miss you up there. Jeez.
I'll be back next year.
Okay, great. You get a couple of weeks off, so that's great. Before we move on to the next item, I want to there's a point of clarification. So for the consent calendar, just want to make sure the motion was to move the study session date from April 16th to April 13th. I believe, was that the motion? Yes, it was. Okay, so does that clarify it? Okay, great, thank you. We'll move on to the next item, please.
Approval to reclassify one executive secretary 1 position to staff analyst management 40. Approval to change the salary range of administration and finance manager HHS to management 47. Approval to reclassify 2 administrative services officer positions and 1 deputy director of mental health admin services position to 3 administration and finance manager HHS positions, management 47. Approval to reclassify 1 auditor appraiser 1, 2, and 3 position to supervising auditor appraiser, supervising 45. Approval to change the salary range of supervising auditor appraiser to supervising 45. Approval to adopt the job description and salary range for supervising real property appraiser to supervising 45. Approval to delete 1 chief appraiser position from the assessor's office and add 1 supervising real property appraiser position. Approval to change the salary range of assistant auditor controller to management 50 and adopt executive director first 5 job description and salary. Approval to reclassify a program manager children and families commission to an executive director position. Approval to amend the county's position allocation schedule to reflect the above changes, and approval to rescind sections 4.11, 4.1.2, and 4.1.3 of the Sutter County Rules governing employees' compensation, benefits, and working conditions related to automatic increases for department head positions due to compaction.
That was a mouthful. Thank you.
Good job.
Good afternoon, Chairman, members of the board, Veronica Baumgardner, HR. So I wanted to give a little bit of history, especially for our newer supervisors on this annual process. So the Board of Supervisors approved a policy in January 1992, which establishes an annual time frame and the procedure for departments to submit classification requests to HR. In accordance with this policy, departments submit their requests for this study in February of each year. Now that HR has completed these studies, I'd like to walk you through these. So a little bit about the actual process of this study. There are a number of steps that we take. First, as stated, incumbents involved in these classification analysis are requested to fill out a position description, and it outlines their current duties and responsibilities. Department heads then review, and if agree, they move it forward to HR through this classification process. Then the position description forms are reviewed at the HR level and analyzed against the current job and the current job requirements, and potentially what position they will look at those job requirements and what it may actually fit into. And let's see, sorry. So then we complete desk audits and interviews with the incumbents and with others who may be in those positions throughout the county. And together we come up with, a summary of the findings, and these are what are compiled here in this report. I do want to point out that we look at the position and not necessarily the person in the position. These are what the positions in the county are doing. So also, besides the 6 that are coming in front of you today, there were more that were put in, submitted to be studied. And however, we did not decide to either move forward with all of them, or some that we did decide to move forward with the study were not brought before your board today because we deemed there was no reason to be, for the classification to be changed. So I'll start, I don't know how in-depth you guys went. There's a real thick packet here on all the actual findings and the studies that were done and why we came with these recommendations today. But just a brief overview. The Executive Secretary 1 in Children and Families Commission Division of HHS is responsible for grant tracking, funding, allocation, reporting, program coordination, fiscal oversight, and statutory compliance. The incumbent's responsible for supporting the preparation of the annual budget and is primarily the contact for all outside contractors and the annual audit. Therefore, it has been determined that these duties are consistent with duties and expectations of other individuals in the staff analyst classification. So that would be our recommendation. Next is our administrative services officers. You may hear, we refer to them typically as ASOs. There are 3 administrative services officers in the HHS department that are responsible for the administration and financial operation of their respective divisions that they work for. They support the development of fiscal policy, goals, procedure, and manage very complex budget units encompassing multiple programs, special revenues, grants, contracts. They also lead a team under them of admin and fiscal staff. All incumbents in these positions perform complex financial analysis and provide guidance to their department heads and assistant department heads and branch managers. It is therefore determined that these duties are consistent with the duties and expectations of other individuals in the county in the admin and finance manager classifications. Next is an auditor, appraiser 3. This is in the assessor's office. They're responsible for providing leadership, training, general oversight to the business division, which is kind of one side of the assessor's office. The work includes training new staff, delegating work assignments, overseeing the annual audit, and developing software improvements and functionality. The incumbent also completes the most complex audits that the office sees, reviews staff work, and provides direction as needed. Therefore, it is determined that these duties are consistent with the supervising auditor appraiser classification, which we do have here in the county. Just nobody was in that position. Next is our assistant auditor controller. The assistant auditor controller is responsible for planning, organizing, directing countywide accounting and financial activities, project deliveries of the department, and implementation and maintenance of the enterprise resource planning system, Workday. This incumbent also assumes responsibility of the county annual comprehensive financial report, single audit, and the state financial transaction report. It is the determination that an update to the assistant auditor controller classification is required to properly reflect the scope of work and the newly added responsibilities in this position. The program manager for Children and Families Commission position is responsible for the general admin and supervision of the Children and Families Commission programs and project design to assist children and families. The incumbent is no longer working within the classification. The incumbent works independently in the administrative coordination of all program activities. Some of these include policy development, grant management, and this position truly has greater autonomy in full program execution. It is the determination that these duties, are consistent with the executive director of First 5 classification. Therefore, an update is required to properly reflect the full scope of work that is being done. Lastly, before you today, we are recommending that appointed department heads, section 4.1.1, which ensures that salary remains at least 10% above the highest paid employee, subordinate employee, excluding physicians, and 4.1.2, which applies to elected department heads, and 4.1.3, which is actually a 15% between the sheriff and undersheriff. The recommended action would be to remove this language from the personnel rules and make department heads and elected department heads compensation changes left to the discretion of the Board of Supervisors. Okay, a little bit about the fiscal impact. So the 5 HHS positions that we spoke of, there is no general fund impact. The 2 positions, the auditor controller's office, there's a general fund impact of $18,465, and the assessor's office, $12,601. The affected departments will utilize salary savings and benefit savings to offset the increase for this fiscal year, and they will not be asking for any more appropriations. And if you have any questions, I know that's a lot, but feel free. I do want to thank my staff and the departments for working together on this. It is a long process. As I stated, there are a lot of interviews and desk audits. We're comparing, this job spec here to what potential job specs we, believe they're doing, and really look at the data of how, what percentage they're working in these duties in the job description, and other staff also in the county that we sit with and do what we call, what's the term, Allison? I'm sorry. The desk audit. But with other incumbents. So, if we're studying maybe an accountant, we'll go sit with another accountant and see what their duties are too, to make sure that we're keeping these classifications in line.
Okay, thank you for your comments. And then, yes, Supervisor.
Yes, Veronica, just for clarification, now you said the 18 and 12,000, that won't affect the general fund this year?
Well, so those are general fund, but both departments, we obviously always get with the CAO's office, but both departments have enough savings from salary and benefits from open positions to be able to absorb that.
So there is no increase in the general fund?
None this year.
Further questions? Supervisor Ziegemeier?
I want to commend the department heads for doing as much as they do, and the individuals underneath those department heads for doing what they do. You guys, we're a well-run county. We really are. And you guys, it's remarkable. We do a lot more with less people. And we know we have to be competitive with what's out there. We know we got to be competitive with our neighboring counties. And like I said, we're the Oakland A's of counties. We do and I think we're always going for the championship every year with the very low amount of people that we have here. So great job of maneuvering, figuring this thing out. Like we've said all year, we don't have the money. They figured it out. They said, okay, we're going to get it down lean and mean, and we're going to do as much as we can, but we still got to keep the people that we have here. Great job.
To the chair. Well, Veronica, I want to applaud you for coming up and making that great presentation and saying it's not going to cost us anything out of our budget. Something different other than what Neil came up and advised to us, but we're glad to have you here today, and thank you for all your hard work.
Okay.
Oh, both.
Okay, any further comments from the board? And then I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a first by Supervisor Ziegemeier, second by Supervisor Boone, and we'll do a roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Boone?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegemeier?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens?
Aye.
Great, ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
You too. Okay, we'll move on to Steve Smith, County Administrator.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Supervisors. Just a couple quick things. There will be next month a preparedness fair on Wednesday, the 28th, from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at, I'm sorry, Zach, is that the Vets Hall? Where's that one? Vets Hall. And also Saturday, February 28th, from 10 to 1, a go bag party at the Sutter Union High School gym. So just go bags are limited to one per family, but just wanted to get word out there that emergency response supplies and information will be available at both of those locations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Smith. No correspondence, and then we'll move on to district reports, and we'll start actually over here with Supervisor Boone today.
I have nothing today. Thank you.
Okay, Supervisor Baines.
I'd like to request a letter of sympathy and condolences to be sent to the family of Mrs. Emery K. Gagg. And that I'd just like to wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all.
Thank you, Supervisor Baines. Supervisor Ziegler.
All right, I want to close in memory of Frank Tiff. I didn't even hear about Frank Tiff's passing until a couple weeks after. And we actually it was literally 2 weeks before, Neil and his department fixed a drainage issue for his daughter's house in Sutter. And he was really happy about that. I mean, he was literally up to working on it. Frank Tiff, electrician here in the community for a long time, great guy. Very sad to hear about his passing. We want to remind everyone, looks like we're going to have our meeting January 13th, 2026, if we get it on for at Sutter High School.
Yeah, we are working on that. I don't know if the clerk of the board's office has been able to confirm yet, but that is in process.
In the PAC room there, so we got the permission of them. Let's see here. We have the Sutter Light Parade this Saturday night, sponsored by Board of Supervisors, Sutter County. Excited about that. Also, this Tuesday evening, another parade we're supporting up here is the Parade of Champions. You know, we have Sutter, our 8U team, our 10U team for the Junior Huskies went undefeated, won their Super Bowls. We're going to celebrate our Sutter Huskies who runner up to the state championship, highest they've ever gotten. They played a tough Barstow team. It was 7-0 at halftime. It was a really good game, and they fell behind, ended up losing 7-17, but we're really proud of them. Matter of fact, thank you, Neil, and the Public Works Department for getting the light up sign there. And I want to bring forward, because I'd like to get a sign made. I know Sapphire Marketing, I talked to him, he said he'd make up a sign as soon as possible. We can put a sign up there in Sutter, right there on Butte House, supporting the Huskies. And not just the Huskies, I'd like to see it include there too, like I said, all the teams, the Junior Huskies, the girls Sutter High School volleyball team. And it's something we should do along with the East SNCC and all our county schools that really support those individuals that make it that far. Not too long ago, East SNCC won the state championship. So, but we're proud of them. And then I want to remind everyone, we're gonna have the Board of Supervisors, we're sponsoring a drawing contest. The dates are gonna be between January 1st through the 31st. We're gonna get those out. Really awesome. We've done that the last couple of years. This is sponsored by us individually, not on behalf of the county, but the 5 of us. We love doing that for the kids. Last thing is, I've had quite a bit of phone calls pertaining to sidewalks along Butte House. I've reached out to city council members. As a supervisor, we have districts that are in the city. All right, they're in the city, but we cannot spend county money on those certain projects because they're in the city. What we can do is we could advocate on behalf of individuals in our districts and ask them to look into grants and so forth. So like I said, as a board, I'd like to ask us to send a letter asking the city council to look into grants with SACOG, so forth, because if anyone's familiar with Butte House, you have Terrabuena School right there. It's very dangerous with those kids walking up and down along that road right there. It'd be nice to see some sort of sidewalk on one side at least. You always see the people up there that hold the stop signs, crosswalk guards. They're awesome, but keep it a little safe. It's something that should have been there a long time ago. But like I said, this is a city, so I ask the city to please look into that as soon as you can. And I'm sure my fellow supervisors are willing to support and do whatever we can to help support the project. I believe a Supervisor Flores, you sit on SACOG? Supervisor Baines. Yes, so Sacramento area government, so I believe that would benefit the county in whole because, like I said, very dangerous place. Got a call yesterday, a lady almost saw 2 children get hit. And we don't want to, the worst thing is doing something because something happened. Rather get in front of it so nothing happens. So I want to thank that individual for pushing hard on that. It's very nice. Thank you if you're watching. Other than that, that is all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Supervisor. Supervisor Stevens?
Thank you, Chair. To add on to Mike's about doing something before something happens, I would like for the board to consider that now that construction is done on Oswald Road and the stoplight out there, I would like for the board to support a letter to Caltrans requesting a permanent speed reduction to be placed on Highway 99 north of Berry to the south of Habitat and the residential properties right there. So I'd like the board to consider that. Now I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic because this is 1 year that I've been on the board, so I'd like to just say a few words. With the closing of 2025 in my first year, I would like to thank our amazing staff for allowing me to get my feet wet without looking too much like a fool. I appreciate all the hard work and support, especially those two over there. They have been incredible. Anything that I've asked for or questions that I've had, and I've had a few, they've always come to my aid. So I very much appreciate all of you guys and what you've done for me this past year. To my peers on the board, now this is something I've had a hard time coming up with to say, but we have a very unique personalities. We all have a very unique personality, but I appreciate each one of you for your love and hard work for the county. We work well together. And then lastly, to the citizens of Sutter County, it has been an honor of a lifetime to represent and serve you. Rest assured, I will always do my best to make the best decision as possible. I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for everyone.
Okay, thank you, Supervisor Stevens. I think we should give Supervisor Stevens and Supervisor Boone a round of applause for making the first year, right? Made it through, yeah. I mean, you guys are no longer rookies, so just so you know.
Wait a minute, we didn't come on until January. We still got a little time.
Well, hey, we're right there.
Through the chair.
Yes, sir.
They can still keep on buying lunch.
Absolutely.
Max, I'm just joking.
Lunch is still on them. Okay, a couple of quick announcements, or a couple of things. I'd like to request a certificate of recognition. The Sacramento Metro Chamber of Commerce has recognized Nicole Matna and Matna Farms for being named Businesswoman of the Year, and they would like to present a certificate from the Sutter County Board, so I'd like to request that certificate. I also want to say thank you for everybody who attended the Christmas stroll on Plymouth Street right in the heart of Sutter County. It was a great event. Lots of people turned out, and we just had a wonderful time. So it keeps getting better and better every year. It's great to see what's happening right in downtown Yuba City. And then I want to just call for, well, no, I want to tell everybody, you know what? I want to tell you guys Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and we look forward to seeing you next year. Okay? Thanks for coming today.
Through the chair,
Yes,
I just
I know.
want to remind, so if we can get those plaques made up, so we can hand them out to those teams on the night of the parade.
Here you go. Okay. All right. Thank you. And I will make a motion.
For
Okay.
the request. Yeah.
Okay. We got a first and a second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Motion carries. Have a
Merry
good day.
Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Meeting adjourned. What time is it?